That wasn't to my liking, so I just changed it up to goop it up. It's something that you're gonna hear me say over and over and over again is the habit is more important than the intensity. When you see it in here first, guess what? You start to win here first, so when it actually happens in real life, you win there also. Hey, this is John, and welcome to Goop It Up and Lose It. Now, I wanna share with you a really great little technique that some neuroscientists discovered that really will make a big, huge difference in your ability to recognize the obstacles or the challenges that are in your way, and you'll learn how to overcome them from the inside out, which is most of the work that we're doing. Now, this concept was actually developed by Dr. Gabrielle Oettingen and Dr. Peter Gallwitzer, and they came up with a book called WOOP, W-O-O-P, but I prefer GOOP, and GOOP stands for goals, outcome, obstacle, and plan. Their WOOP stands for wish, outcome, obstacle, and plan. That wasn't to my liking, so I just changed it up to goop it up. I'm going to share a quick little story with you, and then I'm going to share with you how to go through your GOOP document. Just about 10 minutes ago, when I walked into the office, 3 of our team members have got birthdays this week. And as I walked in the office, right on the table, about 10 feet away from me, were these 2 bundt cakes. And in San Diego, we have this company called Bundt, B-U-N-D-T, and they have the most delicious, amazing cakes with the most delicious frosting. And as soon as I walked in the office, there were probably about 10, 15 employees in the main office room, and I looked right at the cake, and my initial trigger was, oh, go grab a piece of that cake. But because I've gooped it up in the past, where I've given myself the command to recognize a trigger, and I've learned how to overcome it by focusing on the outcome that I want, the vision that I want, the body I want, the feelings that I want, I was able to look at it, recognize the trigger, and then go, I don't need this right now, and I walked into my office. That is gooping it up, all right? That is you being in control of the situation or obstacle that you know you're gonna have. I have them, you have them. But instead of reacting and acting upon it first and then thinking, shit, I shouldn't have done that, you are more in control. So how do you goop it up? Number 1, in the forms that you have, what I want you to do, and you can do this, daily, which is preferable at first, just to get yourself used to a new little habit. And something that you're going to hear me say over and over and over again is the habit is more important than the intensity. So little habits build up to big habits. It's like little muscles build big muscles when you work them. So write down on the form a simple achievable goal for today. Not a hard goal, a simple achievable goal for today. For you, it might mean, I'm going to, possibly exercise a little bit, okay? It might mean something that suggests you're not going to have 2 glasses of wine, you'll have 1. All right? So when you write down an achievable goal for today, your brain basically says, I could do this. Now, here's the other thing to think about. What weight loss, exercise, or body image goal do you really want to accomplish? I want you to focus on that and write that down in your manual. And then ask yourself this question: does setting this goal excite you or challenge you? Because I want you to be slightly challenged, like, that's a little bit hard, but I also want you to I want it to excite you, because that's going to get some of your motivational circuits going. If you are fearful of achieving that goal, you don't think there's any way you're going to do it, you're going to actually activate your fear centers in your brain. We don't want that. We want the motivational centers and the excitement centers to be activated so that you can say, okay, that I could accomplish. Even though it might be a little bit hard, let's get you to start doing little things and accomplish them versus big things that you don't accomplish. So start off easy. There's no rush here. Slow, consistent is better than fast and losing track, all right? Okay. So step number 2 is write down the desired outcome. So once you've created the desired goal, I want you to write down the desired outcome. So let's say you do this in the morning, your desired outcome for the evening or by afternoon, I want you to visualize it. Take 30 seconds and see yourself, okay, already achieving that desired goal. And do that for 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds. Just play the mental movie of you've already achieved it. And then, as you're doing that, focus on the best possible desired outcome you will gain when you achieve it. So you have the goal and you have the outcome. All right, what is the other one or two things that you gain as a result of achieving it? So are you going to feel better mentally or physically? Are you going to increase your self-esteem or self-confidence? Are you going to better sleep that night and have more energy? And what I want you to do, again, just for 10, 20, 30 seconds, is allow yourself to truly imagine the outcome as having already happened. And the reason we do this is your unconscious brain, when you imagine, doesn't know the difference between something real or imagined. But when you imagine something over and over and over again, it says, oh wow, this is the new reality. And this is part of how we reset your weight set point, your fat set point, your self-image, your body image. We see it in here over and over and over again, and we see the obstacles and the things that get in our way over and over and over again. And we play the movie in here and see us as the victor. Guess what your brain says? That's who you are. And so this is all part of it. Step number 3, okay, that's in your manual, is write down the potential obstacle or potential sabotaging behavior that may stop you from achieving that desired outcome. So you may have an outcome, all right, that you're going to eat junk food on your break or when you're out at a restaurant. You may have an outcome, that you believe, or sabotaging behavior that you're going to emotionally eat because you're bored or you get stressed out. You may have an obstacle or potential sabotaging behavior that you're going to watch TV instead of going for your walk. These are real potential obstacles and they're real potential sabotaging behaviors, okay? You may go out to dinner and drink too much wine. Write down what the potential is. Now, a lot of people say, well, I don't want to think of the negative stuff. No. All the new research shows that when you actually are real and you say, here's the goal, here's the vision, here's my desired outcome, but these are the things that have come up for me in the past, then your brain says, okay, this is real, this is true. And then the beautiful thing is you write down a plan to overcome the potential obstacle or behavior. And then here's the key, you visualize the scenario, okay? Just like you're playing a movie in your mind, you visualize the scenario. So let's say you go to the restaurant, you're gonna sit down, they offer you some wine. Well, you play that out in your mind saying, no, thank you, I won't have one right now, I'll have one with dinner. So instead of having one before dinner and after dinner, play the mental movie, visualize yourself overcoming the sabotaging thought or emotion or behavior or the obstacle that might be in your way. And as you do this, this entire process takes just a few moments, okay? You see the goal, you see yourself with the outcome having done, you see the obstacle, and then you visualize yourself being the victor, being the winner, and having been able to overcome that in your own mind. And you see yourself facing this challenge. You see yourself with the actions or the thoughts that will allow you to overcome these sabotaging behaviors. So in essence, if you think about what does the Navy and Army or the military train people on, or an astronaut, they teach them to replay in their minds scenarios that may come up that could be dangerous. And they help them rehearse over and over and over again what they will do when these things happen, because stuff happens. And so what happens is when you train your brain to recognize an obstacle or a sabotaging behavior from the past or a trigger that's caused you to act or think or feel a certain way in the past, and you see yourself overcoming it, When you see it in here first, guess what? You start to win here first. So when it actually happens in real life, you win there also. And yes, it's going to take a little bit of practice. Number 5, at the end of the day, identify, write down and visualize your accomplishments. And it doesn't make a difference if you accomplish 10% of it or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 100%. I want you to get into the habit of small little accomplishments lead to very big accomplishments. And we are going to help you achieve the weight loss goals that you have and keep it off by helping you retrain your brain to be in control, but also to celebrate. You have to celebrate your effort. Celebrate your accomplishments. I don't care how small they are or how big they are. It's the constant reminder that you are a goal achiever. It's the constant reminder that you can control your mind and your actions and your behaviors that gives you the muscle in here to be able to achieve the goals. And we're just talking about small, little, incremental gains to be able to achieve longer goals that we want to have. And that's step number 5. And so you ask yourself, what 3 things did you do well today? What are you grateful for today? And allow yourself to feel, the gratitude and appreciation for yourself. Even on the days that you wrote stuff down and you didn't do any of them, give yourself a pat on the back. So at least I wrote it down. Tomorrow I'll write it down and I'll take one action. The key, develop the habit to master your mindset a little bit, and it will start getting better and easier as you do it day by day, week by week. All right, and so on the GOOP worksheet, you've got your goal and your vision, and you can do it for the day, or you can do it for a week or a month. I suggest you just do it for a day, then do it for another day. So print out 7 of these, and just do this upon waking. Just take 5 minutes and do it. All right, so goal, your vision, your outcome. Write down why you can do it, what the obstacle is, what the plan is, and we've got some examples for you, to be able to model, and then start using your GOOP worksheet. And there's one more little sheet that I would love you to sign today. It's called the GOOP pre-commitment worksheet. So what's a pre-commitment worksheet? And this is actually an agreement between you and you. And you write down when my craving for, let's say, sugar, which was mine, or trigger, work stress, or a situation when I'm at a party, or event, where I'm with my ex-husband or ex-wife, occurs, and you notice it, which you're going to from now on, instead of, and write down the behavior, which is what you probably usually do, I will, and give yourself the command of what you will do, and then sign it and date it. So I'm giving you several opportunities to pre-commit to what you will do when you have a craving, a trigger, a situation, or an event, or anything else you can think of. And then by dating it and signing it and being able to see it, you're going to activate your neural cognitive cells, and you're priming your brain to pay attention to these things in advance, and signing an agreement with the most important person in your life, you, and you are going to commit to yourself a behavior that will occur, I promise you, in the future. All right? So that's the GOOP process. Print out the documents, start using it. If you have any questions, get in the community and ask us. I hope you've enjoyed this, and we are so committed to you releasing the weight you want off, and as we've said a million times, keeping it off forever. Hey, this is John, and if you liked that video, watch the next video because it is packed with things that you can do right now to achieve success way faster than ever before.